Balha's there's so much baklava, oh my god, so much different, so many different types. You can get walnut, you can get cashew, you can get pistachio, I think almond, you can just get all of them. And a lot of the sweets contain rose water and syrup. So this little cigar dude with clotted cream on top, very soft, very rose watery. This little thing, I don't know what their names are, and they don't really have signs, so. This thing has I think it's semolina based, and it's got a little clotted cream center, bit squishy, more cakey. And then this I think is a baklava with a pistachio or something. This is the first, I haven't had this before. And I did get some other baklava too, which were amazing snacks while I was brainstorming. It's tea time. So because they're syrupy, there's a lot of rose water, there's pistachio, my brain goes to like rose. So I've got my final tea bag of Baines de Roses by TWG. I also have fresh and dried mint tea. So that's not even a tea, like you buy dried mint as a herb for spice like cooking, and you get fresh mint and you mix it together. We'll see how that is. It might be a little odd. I also have cardamom tea, cardamon black tea, and vanilla black tea. I have a monk's chai, well, like room temperature iced soy. There was ice in here, and I put cinnamon on top because I can't resist. I recently discovered monk's chai. It's like a wet grind sort of thing at Rat's Cafe in Thornbury, and when I stopped staying in that area, I was like, I need this chai. So bought some, brought it back, and now the local organic store has the 1 kilo pack, so very dangerous because it's so good. Like my minimum for chais, sticky chais, is now like real high. Thanks, Mugs. I love this. Okay, so I'm feeling like the vanilla one might be the weakest. Vanilla and rose are a classic blend, and also the tannins. And I feel like I really should say, when I think of like teas to drink, I think about what I like. So I'm not always a huge fan of, you know, the smoky black teas or like a Darjeeling, or they're just, as a black tea, they're a little bit like whiskey for me. They're just a bit too strong. Whereas like I can happily sip gin, and I will happily sip, yeah, lots of aromatic black teas, but the smoky, woody, yeah, they're just not, I know they totally have their place, and I would like to push myself or nudge myself to try more of the black, smoky, dark, like motorcycle riding, badass bitch black teas, wearing full black leather. Not quite there yet. I'm still in the feminine, soft herbal petals, you know, light aromats. I'm still in my feminine tea phase. But we will probably get there. I will probably, yeah, get on a motorbike and ride like the wind into that realm of tea. An overview of the teas, I reckon. Yeah. So Monk's Chai is like so good with their ginger and their spices. It's got a little bit of a kick from the ginger, but it's just really well spiced. And they have more spices in than like other chais. This black cardamom tea I have never actually had before. I hope that's not too dark. It smells like black tea with cardamom, so. Okay. I can taste the cardamom, but I think that once there's that in my mouth, I won't be able to taste the cardamom, and it will just be like a black tea. two ways it could go. Having the sweets, the lovely coat of the syrup and yum yums could either emphasize the cardamom in this tea or could totally like annihilate it. And the more you drink it, the more the aromats come through. I really do wonder if that's just teaching your mouth to taste more of the subtleties. This one is vanilla black, so very vanilla-y. I can smell it from here. Almost caramelly, but with no like sweetness that you might find in a like a T2 caramel tea, because they put chunks of caramel in their teas. Okay, this one's Baines de Roses. Oh, just fucking love red rose tea. Because I ran out of teapots, I brewed Baines de Roses in this boy, and it's not a dark brew. It's really, they have mastered the art of balancing rose and vanilla with like enough, yeah, look, first words of the description, masterfully blended. They got that right. Sensual Darjeeling. Their last line is truly an outstanding tea, which it is. Bloody hell. Yeah, so the balance of Darjeeling, it's empty now. What do I do with an empty tea box? Put sweets in here, actually. Anyway, they've masterfully figured out the balance between not too much Darjeeling, not too much rose, and making sure the vanilla actually gets a say. It's amazing. If you like rose, anything, please try this TWGT. It's just the bomb. It might take you a couple times to figure out how to like brew it properly. It did for me. I thought it was too strong, but it's just, yeah. So super refreshing, aromatic rose party going on. Mint and mint. See, I just love mint. I think I might have left the fresh leaves in there for a touch too long, but it's good. The dried mint leaves add this give this earthiness, and then you've got the fresh mint, which is just like this wild zigzag party upstairs. And then they finish together, and it smells a bit sweet. It smells lovely. I think this one might do the best job of washing and cleansing the mouth. So I do have some backups in case I sort of run out of sweets, but I really hope I don't, because I want to eat salad for lunch. Oh my god, okay. I think I'm going to go with the Cigar Filo thing first. It's got a soft inside. The rose water kicks in. Beautiful. I think the chai and cardamom black tea might be a little much. The black tea of the cardamom is a bit strong as well, so It's mint with creamy. Not my favourite so far. We'll try them all. The ends of the cigarette rolls have more pastry, so they're a bit more like toasty. Cinnamon, sorry, the cardamom is coming through. The vanilla in this sort of like bowling balls out the other light aromats in the sweet. This is also a bowling ball, but I think it might be quite a nice bowling ball. I think the best one that goes with that little cigar Filo cigar is the Baines de Roses by TWG. Then number 2 is the Cardamon tea. I don't know what brand it is, but I'll definitely share. And then 3 is monk's chai with some soy milk. 4 would be the mint, just because it's actually quite refreshing and light. And I'm sure like if you were drinking that with sweets, you'd be able to sort of like keep nibbling. And the number 5 is the vanilla decaf black tea. Interesting, interesting. High five, Baines de Roses. Monk's chai, sweetened with agave. So it's actually vegan. Even though it sort of tastes like it should be honey. I don't know if this is like, is that like white chocolate or is it just like really pistachio-y icing? I'm not usually a favorite of icing, but like. Super toasty. The nuts inside are like well roasted. So you get like the toasty roasty flavors of the nuts and the phyllo to start with, and then the syrup, and then later on the like glimmers of pistachio. Sorry, I didn't explain the cigar very well, did I? So because the phyllo's been sort of in syrup, it's not a hard crunch. So the cigar has a soft sort of crunch, chewiness to it, and a soft inside. And then the inside is where I believe the rose water or the flavouring is. And it's just very soft. I think it's the lightest of flavours out of all these 3, which is why I chose it first. Alright, back to this pistachio guy. We want the bowling ball. An easy wash. Yeah, you can just keep eating with these. Oh my god, yeah. It's not bad. Like this mint tea was a good idea. For like, let's talk about flavour trajectories, because that's a thing. I have no idea. What's happening in my brain at the moment is like, so we put some of this pistachio type of baklava inside the mouth. We're walking down this one path. We're going this way. Yeah. And in the vanilla tea, so we're walking this way. The vanilla tea is sort of like, oh, hey mate, how you going? Oh, this is fun. That's sort of what this tea does. But the mint tea sort of does, hey, over here, and then we go this way. I hope that makes sense. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's just a new adventure. So it's up to the adventurer, whether you want someone to join the path of the baklava you're eating. This is such a weird analogy. Or if you want the drink to take you on a different path. It's up to you. I really do hope you like analogies because I share a lot of them and I make up a lot of them on the spot. Just like that one. Wasn't it fun? I should let you know I don't normally eat like this. Like, I am sipping when I still have like a third of the food left in my mouth because I really want to see how they go together. I really want to see and feel and taste the difference. I don't normally eat like that. When I'm out, I usually swallow my food before I, sip tea, just to let you know. But it's a really interesting exercise and maybe it could be one that you want to try. That was cool. So I really like pistachio and cardamom. And because there wasn't, there's the sweetness of course, and there's the toasted, roasted sort of flavors of the pastry and the other nuts inside. This is like your pocket pal. You're on this pistachio baklava journey, and this is your friend, your buddy in your pocket. So harmonious, super harmonious. This is my favorite for this one. Not bad. Because of the masterful blending with this one, it's not a bowling ball. It's sort of like having a fairy walk with you on this baklava journey. A perfect tea if you're in the right sort of pixie fairy mood. Okay. If having that pistachio icing baklava with the Baines de Roses is like putting on a pair of pink glasses, having that with it is like putting on those 3D glasses, but like everything's orange. So everything's orange and a little bit pokey. I was even like getting visuals of like a little earthquake. I don't know if you've seen Frozen 2, but when they have to evacuate Arendelle and all the cobblestones sort of just flip over. Like it's just something like that. When I taste and when I smell, I get a lot of visual cues. I'm pretty sure I have like mild synesthesia. So when I hear voices, I hear those voices. When I listen to people's voices, I taste food sometimes, or I see colors, or I see like visuals. Like I'm a classically trained opera singer, and one time I did a deep meditation onto what my vocal potential was, and I got this beautiful visual of like a really long drop waterfall, but it wasn't like aggressive at the bottom. It was gold, like there was glitters of gold throughout it, and it was beautiful turquoise water, and it was just this like super elegant, magical, beautiful, grounding thing to watch. And I was like, oh, like this is a visual representation of like my vocal potential. How cool is that? So I always hold on to that image because it means a lot to me. And I've done lots of competitions in the past, at least pre-COVID, and I would like listen to someone sing and be like, oh, you know, they're like very summer fruit salad-y, or their voice is very, like it's got this like very fine velvet ribbon quality to it, or it's like, oh no, it's more like silk. And I've even told a friend that like their voice is like 90% dark chocolate. Yeah, imagine I tell you that this person's voice is 90% dark chocolate. What do you imagine? So this realm that I've been entering more and more of, like just allowing my mind to give me visual cues and visual representations of things, has been so much fun. And I will be relaying a lot of what I get to you because it's fun. And I hope you think it's fun as well. It's just lots of fun. Okay, I'm gonna internalize my fun now. I'm having a lot of fun. Let us continue. And I tell you this because I'm going to be around for a while. I am going to be drinking teas and eating food and playing with flavor combinations and just dancing in my own little corner of tea flavor and sensuality. I think this is like a long-term thing. So I feel like I should tell you up front a bit about what you're in for if you do subscribe and follow and join my journey. Can you see, sorry, move this one out of the way. Can you see how like there's a semolina cakey bit and then there's like a softer thing where like everything got smushed as I tried to cut it? It's a clotted cream sort of filling, I believe. They love their clotted cream. So this is one thing I know the name of, a knafe, which is like a semolina cheese thing, but it's in syrup. So it's a sweet cheese with clotted cream on top with, I think, rose water. And I remember sharing one with my friend. I've got the best friend who just introduces me to different flavors. We've gone to Ethiopian. She was my first Ethiopian dinner. She was my first West African dinner. She was my first knafe date. And I'm just so grateful to people who introduce new flavors to me, but who also see in me the desire to adventure and enjoy flavor and taste. And Melbourne is such a great place for it. So if you do come to Melbourne and you want a certain experience, message me. If I know, I'd love to share. If I know where you go to have what you want, to have the experience you want, I would love to share that with you. And one of my freebies for Sensual Feast is a where to drink tea in Melbourne guide. So there's going to be a section on Brunswick, because there's quite a few things in Brunswick, and a section on the CBD. I know there are some south of the river, and they will be mentioned in the high tea. I don't want to say I don't go south, but going south is more out of my way because I work in Fitzroy and I live north of Fitzroy. I haven't had this in a while. Okay. Okay. Oh, I love this one. So it's interesting. I've never like cut it up and then eaten it. It was slightly different from what I remember, because it's like a semolina, sort of syrup-soaked semolina on the outside. But when your tongue hits the inside, it's not very sweet. The inside, I don't believe, is sweetened. So the sweetness comes from the external, like the semolina bit. So it almost tastes a little savory, and like a really fresh cheese, like a mozzarella or a stracciatella that hasn't been salted. And then this like little wave of the semolina and the crunch that has, and then the rose, and then the pistachio, but you still have the creaminess on your tongue. I think it's one of like my favorite sweets at Balha's. With the rose tea, it didn't quite work. It was nice. It's nice. But this is subtle. This is extremely like soft and feminine. You've got to wait for it to show its true beauty, and it does it in a really soft and slow and delightful way, and it's not too intense or busy in the mouth at all. Like it's really just divine. To pair a tea with this, that the tea also has to be a bit divine and angelic, dare I say. Not bad. Not bad. The mint, they're on a similar sort of wavelength. And the vanilla, the semolina and the vanilla felt really good together. Wow, okay. The cardamom tea, it's good. Maybe a little bit too strongly brewed for the soft semolina cake. Perfect for the pistachio crunch, the pistachio baklava. Bit of a bowling ball, but not in a bad way. Okay. So I just realised that I didn't tell you which one was my favourite for the pistachio baklava. I just started talking about analogies. For the most harmonious walk on Pistachio Baklava Road, my decision would be the Cardamon Black Tea. And then probably Rose de Bain, then vanilla, and then mint, and then the chai. And again, with the semolina pistachio little cake, which is actually quite big, I want to say the Cardamon Black Tea, but I would want it brewed a little weaker. I just want, flutters of the tannins. I don't necessarily want like a slow flood. And then the vanilla, that felt quite angelic and just worked well. And then the rose, and then the mint, and then the chai. It was really interesting. So I made the chai for my breakfast, and then I was like, oh, why don't I just include this in my little adventure? And I'm really glad I did, because it's here to represent like milkier things for me, and spiced. But chai tends to, be a bit of a bowling ball, and I love that. I love like a chai in the morning to bowling ball wake me up, even if it's, decaf. I hope you enjoyed this as much as me, because it's been so much fun. And I want to keep playing like this.